First of all, is this the first sign that AI demand is plateauing? I feel like we ask ourselves this every 2 days, and it's plateauing and then it's not. But could this be really it?
No, I don't think it is, to be honest. I mean, I think if you put it in context, I mean, revenues are up about 17% in local currency, about 22% in US dollar terms for October. It's trending in line with the guidance they gave when they gave the Q3 update. So I think this is where we're expecting it to be. And it will be, well, it was the single largest revenue month for the year to date. So, things are still growing, things are still very good. If anything, for TSMC in the next 6-12 months, it's a capacity constraint issue. We saw that Jensen Huang's been visiting Taiwan, making overtures to TSMC to make sure that they're still at the top of the pecking order when it comes to the kind of order book. And so that's the big issue for them next year, I think, is bringing enough incremental capacity online quick enough to meet the demand out there. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that.
Matt, we've also heard from the Nvidia CEO saying, he still sees strong momentum. How are executives kind of reconciling this optimism with these soft numbers?
Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't necessarily characterise them as soft. I think what we're seeing, and I think what there's no doubt about, is that companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, Meta are spending huge amounts of real money on real infrastructure, and the biggest part of that infrastructure spend, or one of the big parts, is the Nvidia and other AI accelerated chips that are going into them, and TSMC is critical to that. So I think, whilst that capex spend from the industry is high, which I think is going to be through the next 12 months, possibly longer, then I don't think there's any issues for TSMC here, really. Beyond that, where companies like OpenAI have to start generating revenue, demonstrate there's a business model, that's where perhaps the capex model starts to change, and that's where there's a bigger question mark.
But in general, there seems to be rising competition, right, in this space. That's fair. Yeah,
that is fair. But I'd say that kind of affects more the Nvidia level than necessarily the TSMC, because all of Nvidia's competitors, emerging competitors, are also TSMC customers, and so there's a bit of a bigger battle, if you like, now for the TSMC capacity. It's not just Nvidia that's demanding it; it's others too.